Good evening, School District of Indian River County. This is your Superintendent, Dr. Moore, here with yet another Facebook Live, and happy to have the opportunity to connect with you and provide this update. Over the last several weeks, we've been problem solving and looking at our health and safety measures, as well as planning to return students back to our brick and mortar experience. And we're happy to report over the last several weeks, we feel very comfortable with what we're doing in terms of social distancing and the environments that we have created in our schools. As you know, when we began school, we began with three options. Those three options were created to meet the health and safety needs for each and every single school district, with each and every single student within our school district. And if you look at the screen here, you'll see that 63% of our students are enrolled in brick and mortar. We have 23% in our virtual model, and then 14% in our transitional model. Virtual was the semester commitment, meaning we wanted to wait out COVID for the course of the first 9 weeks. And then our transitional model was just that, a transitional model to transition back into the brick and mortar at the conclusion of the first 9 weeks. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, we began a survey asking individuals to complete and provide information to us regarding where you were with your level of comfort, whether you were in virtual or transitional, as it relates to returning to your brick and mortar experience. While that survey was out, we had the opportunity to connect and inform our board. And during that meeting, we made the determination that it would be a good idea to review our health and safety procedures, including face coverings, and ask our employees and ask our parents how they felt regarding those systems and were there opportunities to review and modify those plans. We paused that initial survey, completed that health and safety survey, and then last night I had the opportunity to present to our board the findings of those survey. And what we are doing now is continuing the conversation around exploring opportunities to enhance safety and health measures in our schools, to maximize social distancing in our schools, and explore opportunities to phase out and examine how we are using face coverings in our school. And we're looking forward to providing additional information as time moves on with that. But while we do that, we are very encouraged and feel very comfortable that we need to continue to move forward in providing the opportunity of our students to return to brick and mortar. And there are a number of valuable opportunities in our schools where you have the greatest level of connection with our educators in our schools. So what we are doing is asking those who are in options 2 and 3 to complete a survey that will be found in Focus to identify if you are in transitional, do you want to remain in transitional for the next 9 weeks. And it's important to note that the provisions that we have are implemented as a result of an executive order provided through the state to function within these models. That order expires in December. And until that order is expired, we will not be able to afford those opportunities beyond that particular date. So transitional will be extended for 1 more 9 weeks. But in saying that, we want to ensure that you are evaluating the success of your child in both virtual and transitional. And when there are opportunities and we're not finding success, to problem solve with your teachers and counselors to enhance that particular model, especially in virtual, and then begin to transition out of the transitional model back to brick and mortar or into that virtual space. So we're asking you to connect to Focus to fill out that survey. If you do not fill out the survey, we will make the determination that you're comfortable with the environment that you are in for the next 9 weeks. So the selection process will be posted. The deadline is October 14th. Just to kind of walk you through the timeline that we have created, September 29th through October 2nd, that was the opportunity to seek input from you, our community, regarding our health and safety measures, including face coverings. The opportunity last night to present that information to the board. And then today, we're pushing out those surveys through Focus so you can make your selection to return your students to school or pick a new model or remain in the model that you're in. What we will do is ensure a successful transition. As you select that information, then sooner you select that information, the sooner our principals, counselors, and district staff can get to work to make that transition a success for you and your child. That information, the survey will be open today through the 14th. Fill out that survey. The sooner you fill it out, the quicker we can get to work. October 12th through the 23rd, that is an opportunity for us to prepare to welcome and greet our families and students back to school within their particular models. October 19th through the 23rd, that is the opportunity to continue planning for our teachers to ensure that they have the time when they're moving from one instructional environment into another, they have the adequate time to prepare, and we're not rushing things and providing an environment for your child in which they will not find success, or an environment for our teachers in which they won't find success. So they will be beginning that planning and preparation period. And then October 19th through the 26th, we will begin to phase in our students. The sooner we have the information, the quicker we can provide that time for our teachers to prepare, and the quicker we can transition students in. So you will be notified by your principal when your transition time will be within that 2-week window. So we would encourage you to fill out that survey, make your identification, and then our schools will begin to work, create those schedules, and then contact you. We will be fully transitioned by the 26th. And it's important to note, as you wait for that transition, your instructional model remains the same. There is still teaching and learning taking place as you transition. So your teacher in transitional or virtual will still be there in the midst of this transition. This will be a very strategic and staggered approach, so you will effectively transition from one environment to the next without losing any instructional time. So it requires some planning, it requires some commitment, but we're willing to do that work and provide this level of flexibility to our community. Things that we are considering or put into this level of thinking is to continue to work to identify students who are not experiencing success within the remote learning options. So we're collaborating with families and looking to problem solve with families when we see academic outcomes that are not successful. We have made the decision not just to allow students to be in environments where they're not finding success, but committed to problem solving with families to identify ways, whether it is a new model or a modification of that particular model or additional development or support that we can provide, whether it be through the teacher or to the student. That's what we want to do. This is an opportunity in our school year to stop, pause, reflect, evaluate the success we've had in an environment that is completely new, something we have never done before. And in doing that, there are opportunities to improve. So we're excited about having the opportunity just not to inform parents that children aren't finding success, but to roll up our sleeves, stand shoulder to shoulder with those parents, and engage in a conversation about other options and creating other opportunities to ensure that we find success for your children throughout the remainder of the school year. Also, for the second quarter of the semester, continue to offer the 3 instructional models. So those 3 instructional models will continue, but we are intentionally beginning the process of phasing out that transitional model as already discussed. If you are in a choice or magnet school, as we have said from the very beginning, we will continue to hold that seat so you have no fear or concern regarding selecting an option that would not allow you to remain at your current school, your home school that you're assigned to. Continue to hold school choice and magnet seats, just discuss that. Minimize the number of teachers who are teaching a combination of instructional models. So we really want to provide every opportunity for our teachers to teach within one modality, one way of instruction. And we think as we move through this process, we'll be able to significantly reduce the number of teachers who are teaching in different instructional environments. So option 1 and in option 2. So we think we can be able to relieve some of the stress that's on our teachers. They have done an absolutely outstanding job going above and beyond in providing meaningful instruction within different environments. So the opportunity to take some of that burden off them, we're looking forward to engaging in that conversation with them to do that. We will continue to identify strategies to reduce class size for our teachers within different modalities. And as we return students to school, there is an opportunity to evaluate class size, to identify opportunities to find additional success for both teachers and students, and we're looking forward to do that. We will continue to work with principals and teachers and providing district staff to ensure when there was a teacher out, whether it be for quarantine or health and safety precautions, that there is a certified teacher through district support staff who can come in and provide that direct instruction if need be. We're going to continue to increase opportunities for face covering breaks throughout the day. So had a wonderful meeting with our principals this morning, actually this afternoon, where we sat and we just had deep, open, and honest conversation about how we maximize those opportunities to allow students to take that mass break, and looking forward to some changes that you're going to be seeing over the coming days as a result of that opportunity to connect with our principals. And then, as mentioned, the additional professional development for those particular face breaks. So in summary, we have accomplished a great deal. We are doing something, as is every district in the nation, that we've never done before. And I can tell you wholeheartedly, this is hard, complex work. These are problems that have not been identified, therefore those problems haven't been solved. But we're taking the time and have an open heart and willing to reflect on our implementation and not take the easy way out and not settle on the education that your son or your daughter is providing. So as we move into the second 9 weeks, please know this is an opportunity for us to shift and modify our assignments. And as a result of transitioning students back to school, there will be changes in teacher assignment. It will be minimal for students who are currently in our schools. It'll be very, very minimal for students who are in our schools. We said that we would do our best when a transitional teacher to pair that teacher with their students when they return. In some cases, we'll be very successful in doing that. In other cases, there will be opportunities to connect your children with different teachers. That's the struggles that we find ourselves in now. We're willing to look at the reality, we're willing to problem solve, we're willing to partner with our teachers and partner with our community to create an environment in real time that ensures we're not letting COVID defeat us. We're not letting the complexity of this situation defeat us. We are connected, we are engaged, we're standing together to ensure that we're providing quality education in this time. Thank you for your time. Please log on to Focus. The survey is up, and we're looking forward to getting this done as quickly as possible. Thank you, and enjoy.